The wizarding world isn't just classrooms and potions. It's war, duels that define the fate of entire generations, battles where magic, courage, and sacrifice meet in a single scene. Welcome to the hidden timeline of Vermilan, and today we're ranking the 10 greatest battles in the wizarding world. From 10th to 1st place. This ranking pulls from across the entire franchise, and there's at least one position that might surprise you. Number 1 is consensus, but the arguments along the way are worth hearing. Stay until the end. Let's go. 10. The Seven Potters. The Seven Potters opens Deathly Hallows with a clear statement. The war has arrived. This isn't a battle of strategy. It's pure chaos. 7 Harry Potters flying on broomsticks, thestrals, and a motorbike while Death Eaters attack from every direction. The sequence loses Mad-Eye Moody and Hedwig within minutes, without warning, without farewell music, without time to process. That brutality is exactly what sets the tone for everything that follows. 10th place isn't a slight. It's recognition that this escape is the perfect prologue to the longest war in the saga. 9. Grindelwald's escape from the Makusa Aurors. Grindelwald's escape from the Makusa Aurors in The Crimes of Grindelwald is one of the most cinematically ambitious sequences in the entire Fantastic Beasts franchise. Flying carriages, thestrals in motion, Aurors firing spells at high speed. All of this before the film has 5 minutes on the clock. The problem is that the scene exists in a vacuum. Grindelwald escapes, but the narrative weight of what that means only arrives much later. As visual spectacle, it's impressive. As a battle with real consequences, it falls short. 9th place for an escape that dazzles the eyes but doesn't reach the heart. 8. Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. The duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald in The Secrets of Dumbledore is technically one of the most refined magic sequences ever filmed in the franchise. Real-time transfiguration, perfect deflections, spells canceling each other out. It's the most faithful representation of how 2 elite wizards would actually fight. The problem is context. The film surrounding this scene was the least beloved in the franchise, and the duel suffers from arriving without the emotional weight it deserved. The history between Dumbledore and Grindelwald is one of the richest in the entire universe, and it deserved a better film than it received. 8th place for a technically brilliant duel in a film that wasn't worthy of it. 7. Newt Scamander and allies versus Grindelwald in Paris. The confrontation at the Paris amphitheater in The Crimes of Grindelwald is the moment the Fantastic Beasts franchise came closest to what it could have been. Grindelwald's blue fire consuming everything around it, allies and enemies measuring strength in an open space, and Leda Lestrange's sacrifice at the center of it all. It's a scene with genuine visual ambition. Leda deserved more development than the franchise gave her, and the power of her sacrifice depends on how much the audience managed to connect with her in the films before. 7th place for a battle that gets the scale right and falls short on depth. 6. Harry Potter versus the Hungarian Horntail. The first task of the Triwizard Tournament isn't a magic battle in the traditional sense, but it's one of the greatest visual spectacles in the entire saga. Harry Potter on a broomstick being chased by a fully grown dragon across the skies of Hogwarts, destroying towers along the way. What elevates this scene beyond spectacle is what it represents. Harry had no experience, no training, no way of knowing what he was about to face. He improvises, and the courage to fly against a dragon on a broomstick when most people would have frozen with fear is in itself a magical act. 6th place for the sequence that proved Harry Potter could be visually epic. The top 5 are still coming, and number 1 is the most epic battle ever filmed in the wizarding world. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. You don't want to miss this. 5. Harry Potter versus Voldemort, the Graveyard Duel. The Graveyard Duel isn't the most elaborate battle in the saga, but it's the most important. It's the moment Voldemort returns. The moment Harry faces death for the first time and chooses to fight even without any real chance of winning. Priori incantatem, the connection between the wands, is one of the most iconic moments in the franchise. The spirits of Voldemort's victims emerging to give Harry the seconds he needs to escape. Cedric asking to be taken back, and Harry fleeing while carrying that weight. The graveyard isn't epic because of its scale. It's epic because of what it costs. Fifth place for the duel that transformed the saga from adventure into war. 4. Harry Potter, Fawkes and the Sword of Gryffindor versus the Basilisk. Harry Potter enters the Chamber of Secrets with no real powers, no proper training, and no logical reason to believe he will survive, and wins, not through magic, through loyalty. Fawkes arrives because Harry proved himself worthy. The Sword of Gryffindor emerges from the Sorting Hat because Harry asked for it with genuine courage. And a 12-year-old boy kills one of the most lethal creatures in the wizarding world through sheer determination. Fourth place for the battle that defined who Harry Potter is long before he understood it himself. 3. The Battle of the Department of Mysteries. The Battle of the Department of Mysteries is the first time Dumbledore's army goes to war for real. Hogwarts students facing Adult experience Death Eaters through a labyrinth of impossible rooms. Each environment creates its own rules and its own dangers, and the battle shifts shape with every scene. Sirius Black's death at the Veil is the heaviest moment. Fast, irreversible, without goodbye. And the arrival of the Order of the Phoenix and Dumbledore at the end elevates everything to another level. Third place for the most structurally complex battle in the entire saga. 2. Dumbledore versus Voldemort. Dumbledore versus Voldemort at the Ministry of Magic is the only duel in the saga that puts the two most powerful wizards in the world in direct confrontation, and delivers exactly what it promises: water and fire transformed into weapons. Voldemort attempting to possess Harry and being expelled by the power of love. It's a battle that operates on multiple levels simultaneously, visually epic, narratively rich, and emotionally heavy. The only duel where Voldemort genuinely meets his equal. Second place for the confrontation the entire saga was building toward, and that delivered every second of what it promised. 1. The Battle of Hogwarts. There is no debate. The Battle of Hogwarts is the greatest war ever filmed in the wizarding world, and one of the most emotionally powerful in modern fantasy cinema. Professors who spent years behind classroom desks raise magical shields. Students who should still be learning pick up their wands and fight. The Order of the Phoenix, giants, spiders, dementors, everything converges on a single point. And in the middle of all of it, characters we followed for a decade die. Fred, Lupin, Tonks, Colin. The victory comes, but the price is spread across the Great Hall. The Battle of Hogwarts isn't epic just because of its scale. It's epic because every person fighting there had a name, a story, a reason. First place because this is where the wizarding world stops being fantasy and becomes something that genuinely hurts. That was our ranking of the 10 greatest battles in the wizarding world. Do you agree with number 1? Is there a battle you think we left out unfairly? Comment below. We read everything. If the video was worth your time, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. A lot more content is coming from the Harry Potter and Star Wars universes. The hidden timeline of Vermilan thanks you. See you in the next one.